This video is going to tell you why Borderlands 2 is the best game in the series. And if you disagree, tell me how you're wrong in the comment section below. Borderlands 2 didn't just make great memories, but it defined an entire genre. Back in 2012, the gaming scene was stacked with games like Far Cry 3, The Walking Dead Telltale, Assassin's Creed 3, but there was nothing else like Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 was the co-op looter shooter with chaotic and addictive gameplay loops which gripped the industry. Not to mention it has procedurally generated weapons with random stats, elemental effects and unique parts. Most shooters at the time were going for realism and grit. For example, Call of Duty and Battlefield, but Borderlands 2 doubled down on its cartoony, cel-shaded visuals, which still looks great to this day, might I add, over-the-top humour and absurd weapon designs. It gave players an open-world shooter feel, but with RPG progression and a multitude of different types of guns to play with. Borderlands 1 introduced the looter shooter formula, but Borderlands 2 mastered it, injecting personality into every corner of the experience. Funnier writing, a richer story and memorable characters. And of course, everyone's favourite, Handsome Jack. I remember staying up until 3 AM with friends farming the warrior for a conference call, and running the bunker to see what legendaries it may drop. This was before the time where I used wikis and guides to know where to farm certain weapons. I think that's what made this game magical to me. I think nostalgia is a huge point on why myself and many others love and treasure the experiences that occurred when playing Borderlands 2. But nostalgia in video games deserves a whole video in itself. Another standout feature which Borderlands 2 does right is its memorable secrets and Easter eggs. I remember being obsessed with Minecraft and absolutely losing it when I discovered the Minecraft Easter egg in Borderlands 2. I'd spend hours just reloading and going back to the Minecraft secret just for fun. While the pre-sequel also delivered some surprises, like the incredible Super Mario Easter egg, nothing quite matched the magic of stumbling across those hidden gems in Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 introduced Handsome Jack, a villain so good he's practically still the face of the franchise years later. He wasn't just the bad guy, he was charismatic, hilarious, manipulative and back then, scary. One minute he's cracking a joke about his diamond pony, and the next he's causing genocide without blinking.
Let's kill ourselves some Vault Hunters.
And that's why he's stuck with us. Jack wasn't a simple villain in a silly game, he was the perfect blend of comedy and cruelty. It feels like future games will attempt to top Handsome Jack as a villain, but is it even possible? Who knows? Let's find out in Borderlands 4. Back when I was younger, I never realised just how much Borderlands 2 had pushed itself into my life. Me and my friends would constantly reference Butt Stallion, side characters, stupid mission one-liners, specifically Dr. Z saying, "Close enough," without even thinking about it, and that's the thing. Great writing in games isn't just about the main story, it's about those moments that stick with you. Borderlands 2's dialogue was packed with jokes and offhanded remarks that still pop into your head a decade later. Because Borderlands 2 felt like such a comedy-packed game, when those serious moments hit, and you know exactly which ones I'm talking about, they landed even harder, whether it was that Bloodwing moment or being shocked by Roland's death. The emotional whiplash made those scenes unforgettable. As mentioned at the start, Borderlands 2 defined an entire genre. Before it came along, shooters focused on precision, realism and single-player campaigns, while RPGs had loot and progression, but rarely both in a seamless, chaotic package. Borderlands 2 combined the fast-paced action of a first-person shooter with the addictive thrill of leveling up and hunting new gear. Don't get me wrong, every Borderlands game has these elements, but Borderlands 2 expanded and perfected them. With bigger worlds, more over-the-top weapons, and co-op chaos that made farming legendaries a social event. Even today you can see its fingerprints on games like Destiny, Outriders, and Borderlands 3 itself. But Borderlands 2 didn't just set a high bar, it practically created the bar. While Borderlands the pre-sequel explored similar mechanics, it lacked the polish, character depth, and sheer content that made Borderlands 2 feel like a full, unforgettable adventure. And the best part? Borderlands 2 didn't stop at just perfecting the core game, it went above and beyond with its DLCs, giving players more story, more missions, more Vault Hunters and more loot than any other Borderlands game. There were 4 major story expansions: Captain Scarlet and her pirates booty, Mr. Toad's campaign of carnage, Sir Hammerlock's big game hunt, and the fan favourite, Tiny Tina's assault on Dragon Keep, each adding new locations, unique enemies, crazy loot, and hilarious writing expanding the world and lore of Pandora and the Vault Hunters. Later on, just 2 months before Borderlands 3 released, they added the Commander Lilith and the Fight for Sanctuary DLC. This gave players new endgame content, additional achievements, and a continuation of the story, helping set the stage for Borderlands 3, and giving fans yet another reason to dive back into Borderlands 2. Even Borderlands 3, with modern graphics and quality of life improvements, can't quite match the charm, humour or iconic moments of Borderlands 2. This is because Borderlands 2's humour felt more organic and not forced without a fear of being offensive at the expense of humour. But hey, here's hoping Borderlands 4 finally raises that bar and knocks Borderlands 2 out of its top spot. One of the key things that made Borderlands 2 so memorable was how unique each Vault Hunter felt to play. With dramatically different skill trees, abilities and playstyles, there was a character for every type of player. Whether you wanted to snipe from afar, go full on Gunzerker mode literally, or support your team. This made co-op gameplay incredibly dynamic as teams could complement each other's abilities in inventive ways, adding both depth and replayability. I personally loved playing the Siren, using her revive ability to be the support for my friends, keeping the team alive against tough bosses and high level enemies. It made me feel like a crucial part of every victory. Speaking of co-op, loot in Borderlands 2 could get chaotic. Drops often turned into a scramble as everyone fought over them. Personally, I enjoyed that chaos, but I know many players didn't, and that's where Borderlands 3 actually addressed this by letting loot be shared or separate, so each player could have their own personalised loot table. This made co-op smoother and more enjoyable, but at its core, there's still that nostalgia factor back in Borderlands 2. If a legendary dropped, we'd usually duel over it, especially if we both needed it for our builds. So whether it was the chaotic gameplay, the unforgettable handsome Jack, the hilarious and heartfelt writing, or the incredible DLCs that kept us coming back for more, I know it wasn't claptrap. Borderlands 2 didn't just deliver a game, it delivered a way to connect, have fun and work together. Compared to the rest of the series, it perfected everything that made Borderlands special. If you're a fan, you already know why it still holds a place in our hearts. If you're not convinced, go pick it up, dive in, and then tell me what you really think in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if there are any points I missed, or favourite moments that make Borderlands 2 unforgettable for you, drop them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.